All right, so in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 reasons why I feel it's a good idea to buy a Tahoe Suburban, Z71 base model, doesn't matter, and 21 in 2022. And I'm gonna jump into the 5 reasons. And like I said, this is all opinion based. This is why I think you should. A lot of people have different variables in their life that, on why they should buy something newer. But this is 5 reasons I feel that it's still a good value and it's still a great deal to do so in 2021 and 2022. So to start off, like these body styles right here, it's like the 99 to 2006. These can be found relatively cheap. So that's number one, is that these are still cheap. You can buy these for anywhere from $1,000 running still, driving, to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in immaculate condition with a newer motor or a new trans or a lot of work done that would prevent you from having to dump a lot of money into it. So a new Tahoe, at least in Texas around the dealers here, for like a Z71 package or a higher model like this was when it first came out, you're looking at $50,000 to $70,000. So if you got $50,000 to $70,000 to spend, then by all means, I'm not telling you don't buy one. But from an opinion point, if you're trying to haul around kids, haul a small trailer, lift it, do some wheels and tires, take it off road, beat it up a little bit, and still have something reliable, then why not just purchase a 99 through 2006, save all that money, and you don't have that car payment, you don't have the higher insurance, and you don't have the issues that a lot of them are having right now, the newer body style, the computer chip shortage and whatever. So that's just reason one. They're very, very cheap. So reason number 2 is, the first one was everything about these, you can buy them, they're real cheap. Number 2 is cheap again, because when you got to fix something on these are cheap. So if you mess up a part, or you need a sensor, you can go anywhere and buy one. You can go to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto Parts, the junkyard. You can literally have it fixed the same day, because parts are everywhere for these. There's no hard to find. They mass produce these, so they're very, very easy to find parts for if you have an issue, and the parts are cheap. The most expensive fix I've had on this vehicle so far was when I had to redo the transmission, and I had a built transmission put in, and even that, a built transmission for this vehicle was only $1,600 with a 3-year warranty. So like I said, anything you need, any part you need, if you're trying to replace something, a fender, alternator, a starter, even if you didn't want to pay the price at like one of the companies like AutoZone, Advance, or O'Reilly's, you can just go to the junkyard and get it for $5-10. So that's number 2. Number 1, you can buy these cheap. Number 2, the parts are cheap. So number 3, and like I said, a lot of these are the first 2 are facts. The third one's more my opinion. The third reason is I still feel this body style looks modern, still looks relevant, it still looks good. So even though this vehicle is almost 20 years old, it still looks good. It still has a lot of amenities and a lot of features that new cars do. Like it has a TV that you can play whatever you want in for the kids in the back. It has heated seats, it has heated mirrors, it has a lot of features that new cars have without having too much electronics. So in my opinion, it's still relevant, like to this day, that these compete with the newer SUVs. Are you going to get the same ride quality? Is it going to be as quiet as a new vehicle? Probably not. But for the price, for not having a payment, for having the ease of fixing it, for having something that still looks relatively good and relatively new, this is a good vehicle to have. So number 4 is going to be aftermarket availability. So these trucks, they've been around for a while now, so there's tons and tons and tons of aftermarket support for them. So if you want an exhaust, easy to get. If you want an intake, it's easy to get. If you want headers, it's easy to get. The LS platform is one of the most popular platforms in the market, so there's unlimited support and unlimited availability to what you can do to these right now. So if you want new modern tail lights, you can buy those. If If you want wheels and tires, easy to do. Suspension, it's pretty cheap. I mean, everything is out for these. So you can literally replace almost every bolt on this vehicle because there's aftermarket support for it still. And then even if the aftermarket side doesn't have it or it's too expensive, you can go to the junkyard because there's probably 150 of these sitting there with blown engines or blown transmissions. So the aftermarket and like the upgrade support is there. So that's another good thing in my opinion, because if you mess something up on a newer vehicle, and granted the warranty runs out after 36 or 50,000 miles, you're on your own anyway, and the odds of a 2 or 3 year old, 4 year old, 5 year old Tahoe being a junkyard is not as great as the 99 through 06 model sitting in the junkyard waiting for you to pull whatever you need off from a switch for the and like I said, the aftermarket support is all there. The suspension, the exhaust, the headers, the supercharger, it's all there for this vehicle. All right, number 5, and to wrap up this video, number 5 is kind of like number 4, but it's going a little farther. Performance wise, if you want to swap this motor, say you blow this motor up tomorrow and you want to swap a new motor in, but you're like, you know what, I want a faster motor. The LS platform is pretty much all interchangeable through these years. So from a 4.8 to a 5.3 to a 6 liter, you can go pick one of those up and drop it in here. If you're trying to make your truck a little faster, or you want to build a motor, the LS platform is huge. So performance wise, you can do a lot to these vehicles. On the other side of that is like if you're trying to have a vehicle that's capable of going off-road, not extreme off-roading, but I would say moderate off-roading or camping, and you want to put a rooftop tent up or tow a small trailer, these are also great for that. So the performance aspects of these and the capability of them, if you have a 4-wheel drive or a 2-wheel drive, the performance side is all there. You pull these motors out, you swap a new one in, you put a cam in, headers, the whole 9. And this can be a really quick vehicle that doesn't have $1,000–1,200 a month payment because it didn't cost $60,000 or $70,000. And then as far as off-roading, you're gonna want to take this on something that's down some trails, down some mud, a little bit of water crossings. You can buy the lift kits for them. I wouldn't go rock crawling in it, but as far as having like a lift kit to go off-road and get somewhere where you can use a rooftop tent or pull a small camper, these are perfect for that. I mean, this is something that you're going to scratch up and beat up possibly, and it's going to perform well, and you're not going to worry about it as much because you don't have that payment on it. So like I said, to wrap all those up, a lot of them are opinion based. The cost one is obviously a fact. Especially if you buy them down south, you can get a rust-free version of this or a Suburban, and you're going to have a really good base to work with. These are very easy to maintain. I mean, from spark plugs to water pumps to valve cover, I mean, it's all easy to work on, even for a moderate do-it-yourselfer. And so like I said, a lot of these are opinion and a lot of them are facts. So depending on what kind of person you are, what you're trying to do, and what your budget is, whether buying a new vehicle or going for an old one, this is just a video to help you out with why it's, in my opinion, still a good idea to buy one of these in 21 or 22. And like I said, the support is there for these, like the forums, the junkyards, AutoZone Advance, O'Reilly's, the whole 9. Aftermarket performance is crazy for these things. So those are just my reasons for why it's a good idea to buy one of these. If you have a different reason or you feel that it's not a good idea, feel free to drop below. Like I said, this is more opinion based, but I like hearing everybody's opinions, so drop below. And like I said, I hope this helps somebody.